Shalom, brothers and sisters. I am Nile, and this is the Remnant Code. Here we align our spirit and expose the darkness. Today, we're talking about the possible start of World War III and how it lines up with Scripture. If this speaks to you, like, subscribe, and stay alert. Let's get into it.
Brothers Defect has steak and lobster. How's your steak and lobster?
All right, damn, you're decent.
How's yours?
I'm ready for war.
We're going to war. I might have to double it. I had to run it back.
The US has just bombed Iran, claiming it destroyed key parts of Iran's nuclear program. And now the world is on edge with everyone asking the same question. How will Iran respond, and could this lead to all-out war? Here are 4 possible scenarios, each more dangerous than the last. Scenario 1 is Iran does nothing. Trump called the strikes a one-off, warning Iran not to retaliate. And Iran, knowing it's outgunned and unable to stop US and Israeli jets, might choose survival over escalation. But this would show weakness, emboldening enemies and risking more attacks. And at home, it could trigger backlash from hardliners who see it as a surrender. This means that more likely is scenario 2, a limited retaliation. Iran has already declared that every US soldier and base in the region is a legitimate target. But the question here is, how far will Iran go? If US soldiers are killed, America will almost certainly strike back harder, maybe even target Iran's supreme leader. But that could start a full-blown war. And so to avoid that, Iran might strike carefully, maybe giving advance warning like they did after the US killed General Qasem Soleimani in 2020. But this time the stakes are even higher, and so Iran might decide not to hold back. Scenario 3 is that Iran hits the US economy by blocking the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the world's most important oil routes, with around 20% of global oil passing through it. Even a partial shutdown would send oil prices soaring and shake the global economy. But that move would likely trigger US retaliation and drag Gulf allies like the UAE and Saudi Arabia into war. It could also anger allies Russia and China, who rely on stable oil markets. So this is a very dangerous wildcard to play. But Iran's parliament have already voted in support of this option, meaning it is a real possibility at this point. And finally, scenario 4 is to go nuclear. Iran may decide that the only way to stop future attacks is to actually commit to building a nuclear bomb. And logically it makes sense, because North Korea has nukes and no one dares to attack them. And after trying unsuccessfully to negotiate for years, Iran could conclude that diplomacy has well and truly failed, and that the only real security comes from nuclear weapons. But if the US and Israel see Iran racing for a bomb, they may strike again, this time aiming for full regime change. And that could unleash a devastating war with mass civilian casualties. So, what happens next? No one knows, but one thing's clear. We are in uncharted territory, and the risk of escalation is very, very real. Follow for more explainers and updates as this worrying situation unfolds.
What you just saw ain't just war drums, it's the shadow of judgment. When Babylon rises, violence follows, but Yah warned us long ago. Woe unto the wicked, it shall be ill with him, for the reward of his hands shall be given him. Yeshayahu 3:11.
Oh, hell nah. Donald Trump, what did you just do? Bro here tweeting happy as hell. Yeah, we just bombed 3 of their little places. It was a successful run. What? Retaliation? You don't think they gonna retaliate? You see what they did to Israel? Oh my Lord, bro. You and we, there's gonna be some attacks coming soon, bro. Y'all be safe. Keep a poll on you. We finna get some terrorist attacks. Y'all, I'm calling it. Terrorist attacks finna happen. Y'all be ready. I warned y'all. Jay Urban warned y'all.
Major cities in the United States, including New York, D.C., and L.A., are under high alert after United States airstrikes, right? U.S. airstrikes on Iran. Officials warn the next 48 hours are critical. When I seen this, I was like, oh, it's about to get really real. If you got family in any major city in the United States, make sure you send them this video, repost the video, leave a comment, let me know what cities y'all in, man. How many of y'all in the major cities? I got homies down in Texas, down in the major cities in Texas. I got homies out in LA. You feel what I'm saying? I got family down south. I got people in Florida. I got peoples everywhere. So y'all let me know where y'all chiming in from. and send this to your peoples, man. We got to be aware of how we moving around out here. They said them sleeper cells is out here. Y'all be aware.
You saw the signs. Yah is shaking the nations. This isn't panic, it's prophecy. A wise man sees evil and hides, but the foolish keep walking and are punished. Like, subscribe and stay set apart. This is Nile signing off from the Remnant Code.